So today we are at the RAI in Amsterdam, where normally we have the IBC, but it's really quiet this year. Because this year, of course, by COVID, the IBC is not taking place. But that doesn't mean that there's a lot happening in the industry. And I think it's a good time to just show it you on the location here, but also just to show Amsterdam a little bit, because we all miss Amsterdam. So I think it's good to show you a little bit around. We'll show some things on the city, and we'll talk about what we are doing with 24i.
It's been an extraordinary year so far. What is your view on the industry, as in the greatest changes?
So if you look into the industry, I think we're lucky that we are in the industry of video, because a lot of people need the entertainment right now in this day and age. And especially in this time, it's important that people have entertainment. And also when people are at home, they watch, of course, a lot of content. And that's where we see that we have a lot of benefit of being in the industry altogether, I think. So although, of course, the creating of new content is slowing down and will be different than before, our clients are doing really well. We see that there's a tremendous growth in the amount of viewers that are there. The viewing time increased, but we also see that people are getting used to have multiple applications where they can get their content. It's not that you have one subscription, you have multiple subscriptions. So that means that you have a lot of applications that need to have the same quality as the big and premium brands. And that is something that we see and we face, that is one of the challenges that needs to be overcome, that we help, of course, with as 24i. Another thing is that it's really hard to stitch the whole chain together. So we see that there's a lot of complexity in all the formats and, of course, the device itself, but also further up that we call in the chain. So how you do encoding, how you do your user management, your recommendation, everything needs to work together. And that is more important than ever. And that's what we do with our partners. We already had a partnership with Comcast, and now we have one also with Verizon Digital Media Services, where we jointly enter the market and make sure that we deliver a good solution. But that's not only with those companies, but also, for instance, recommendations like Iris TV or Jump that also does churn reduction, with Kling that does the payment provider, and many more. And that is what we have as an ecosystem. And that ecosystem, I think, is really important, which is also a little bit hard to maintain, because if you don't see each other physical at these kinds of events like the IBC or NAB or CES, it's really hard to maintain those relationships. And that's why we have our partner program, where we have Kjeld as our partnership manager that makes sure that the whole organization knows what's going on with partners, so that we can integrate them in the right way.
What has been the industry's reaction since IBC and other events have been cancelled?
Everybody is struggling a little bit, because it was good that you could be at locations like IBC where you can meet everyone in one go. You see each other in an informal environment. You can talk about a lot of things. You can show your products really easy. That's now all gone. So now we need to find other ways. And there are, of course, the webinars. There are things where you can try to get in touch with your clients, but also do jointly new events. And I think the social and digital will be much more than before. Although we're already digital, we did a lot on the events. That's now gone. I think it's all about creativity now. We will find new ways that will be successful.
What's new at 24i?
I think this year one of the things that is not entirely new, but last year we've been acquired by Amino, and that collaboration is much more powerful, of course, than it was when we were a month in last IBC. So we've seen that we've launched a client together, which is Uphone, which is, I think, pretty success story if you have been in an acquisition. We created the application, but all the whole end-to-end solution with them. So we created also the video transcode part, the distribution, and then of course the apps. And together with Amino we could also deliver the set-top box. And this set-top box is in this case the Android TV box. And that's really interesting to see. It was the first implementation of Android TV here in the Netherlands. And Android TV on a set-top box is quite cool, because you don't only get your TV experience, but you get also the apps that you have in the App Store. So downloading Disney Plus or downloading the YouTube application is possible, but also to have a Chromecast. So you have your Chromecast embedded into the set-top box that you can stream your other content to your television as well. So I think the Android TV has a real new experience. And with the box of Amino, we're able to deliver that in a really, really fast time. We started in December, and 3 months later, the whole chain was delivered from scratch. So I think that's quite an achievement that we've done, and we wanted to show that application, of course, here at IBC. So at least we can broadcast, which is also our industry, of course. We will broadcast our message on our website and on our social, just to show what we do, but also to educate the industry. Because I think there's a lot to learn from the application that we have in market. We get so much insight, and we want to share that. So I think that's important, that people can still have that feeling and learn about what we do. So we thought of having not only me talk, but also my colleagues, and show you everything about what we do on 25 and what we wanted to show on IBC. So therefore, Pim is showing everything on product, but I also think a really big important part of what we do is, of course, design and everything around that, and how you can make flexible applications that has your brand identity. And I think that's really important, but also hard to reach. And we found a solution to do that in an easy way. And that's something that Florian will tell probably in another video.
Do you have a final message for the industry and the people that you would have normally met behind you at the IBC?
So I think there are a few messages, depending on who I will have met, because there are a lot of people that we meet at IBC, friends from the industry, partners that we work with, clients and prospects. And I think all, and that's like my own motive is always be positive, because I think we will overcome this. We have a lot of success with the things that we do as an industry, and this is the new way that people will be entertained, and that is something that we provide. So new services need to pop up, new ways of integrating special components like a recommendation engine or AI on image recognition. These things will all be becoming more and more important. Churn reduction, we had a lot of growth in COVID, now keep that growth, those for the partners. And if you see for the clients, I think, and prospects, is you need to up your game, because now what happens is there will be much more services launched, so you need to make sure that you have quality, and also the clients expect quality, the viewers expect quality. So I think that is something that explore the possibilities of enhancing the service and make sure that you are on top of the game. And then to all the friends in the industry, I think, well, I hope that this is not the new way of doing industry events, and I really hope that there will be events in the future where we can meet each other and discuss the industry, because I think that's also impossible, that if everybody understands where the industry is going, that's the way that you can also form your strategy together, because I think crowdsourcing and seeing what happens in the industry and hear a lot of things will help the whole industry forward. So don't lose touch and make sure that we will do this together.